Hi guys, give me a sec. I think I might be live. Hopefully you guys can find me this morning. I got some glitches we'll talk about once I get live. I think I just launched the rock fan. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do I have audio? That is the key. Hello, hello. Anybody out there in the ether? Oh, I see my chat pop on. Okay, so can you hear me, gamer? Can you hear me? It's Gold Fusion. It's good now. Okay, yeah, I'm in a new studio. Give me a second, guys. Did I get the rock fin to go? No, the rock fin's not going. Why? Oh, I am live on Rockfin. Okay. Welcome. Good morning, guys. Bear with me. We've had so many audio problems the last few days, last few streams that I moved into a new studio. And so I'm trying to work all the kinks out. And I had a little mess up right before we went live, but I think I'm getting there. Let me see. How'd you guys like that new intro? That's pretty cool, huh? I got a bunch of those now. Is my audio good? Can you guys hear me? It snowed some here as well. Oh, you guys got snow, gamer? I noticed we had snow up on our upper hills on the Olympic Mountains yesterday. Yeah, winter's here, right? That's where we're at. Let me see. How are we looking on the Rockfin? Come here, Rockfin. How is everybody this morning? I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. Hot flashes are just driving me insane. Oh, there we are. Kate. Oh, okay. We understand. It's okay. Hi there. I'm unable to attend the show live today. I'll catch the show when I get back home. Hugs and loves all the way around. Still trying to make Chime work. Oh, Kate. I get it. Technology. I'm rack my brain every day, but I appreciate it. And good luck at your physical therapy or whatever you were going to today. And yeah, we'll catch up the next show. Oh, I got some glitching going on my screen. Oh, well, anyways, I got a huge show rope for you guys. We got a lot to talk about. And let's see, with this new studio, it's a little bit different bringing the media in than my other studio, but I'm hoping because I have more audio controls that you guys will be able to hear my media. So let's hope it works. So let's see if I can bring the studio in. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I gotta unbig myself. There we go. How do you like my card? I love it. My cards, I always have a trailer park in the background. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of my theme lately. And I love this one because this reminds me of like a 80s sitcom. Come and knock on my door. This kind of, but it's the trailer park version. Absolutely. So yeah, my goal is to go. I live by a lot of trailer parks. I live in a trailer park, but I live by a lot of trailer parks because I live in a retirement community and a lot of retirees buy mobile homes because hey, they're not going to be around forever, and it's cheaper rent. Most people are living on fixed incomes like Social Security, which we're going to talk about in today's show. But yeah, this is my trailer park pundit 80s moment. So thank you. It sounds very good. Thank you, Fred. I'm trying to make it so much better for you guys. It sucks to have to move. It's like moving in real life. I have to pack up all my memes, pack up all of my backgrounds, pack up all my stuff and go into a new studio, learn the studio, get everything moved in. So we've had this studio for a while. Oz uses this. This is the IO Restream studio. And I tried it a couple months ago, but I didn't like it because I didn't have a lot of camera controls. And you guys know me, I want camera controls. Well, this morning I got in here and got the camera figured out. So I think this might be how we're going forward. And there's some really cool stuff with this studio, like sound effects and things like that. So I could bring music in. Yes, moving sucks for sure. It's not as bad as moving your house. I gotta say, I can't like overindulge and say that. But okay, let's see. I want to move forward. How do I do that? Let's see what other shots I have here, guys. Oh, that's kind of a cool one. Do you guys see this yet from Babblebee? Okay, well let's watch it for a second. I think I'm gonna take it to this screen. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, I can make it bigger. There we go. Let's watch it on that one.
In 2016, America entered a time of darkness. We elected an orange man who was literally Hitler, and the entire country suffered under his rule. But then, America was saved. Embraced by the loving arms of our new president, Joe Biden. Biden has brought back kindness and decorum.
liar, man. Look, here's the deal.
No, I wish you were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
Biden is a voice of clarity.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to
A voice of reason.
He is the smartest man I know.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
And he's good with numbers.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
700 billion and $1.3 trillion.
Under his leadership, the Biden administration has brought us safety. It has brought us economic prosperity. It has empowered the next generation. And now, you have the chance to make sure it continues for another 2 years. This election day, vote for whoever the Biden administration is asking you to vote for. They know what's best. Together, we will ensure things will continue to go the way they've been going forever and ever.
I'm Joe Biden and I approve this, wait, who? You know the thing. Lexus rent.
Oh, you know the thing. Yeah, as we get closer to the midterms, I've got my ballot sitting here. I finally opened it yesterday and was like, ugh, I don't even want to. This will be the first time that I'm going to vote for Republican in my whole entire life. And you can thank the Dems for that. And I do thank the Dems for that, because I'm actually at a point now where if we don't burn them to the ground, as I always say, and tell them we're done, if we keep voting for the lesser evil, right? They taught us to vote for the lesser evil. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to vote the lesser evil this year and vote Republican. So that's where I'm at. I'm not happy about it, but that's where we're at. And yeah, here's Biden's little reminder to vote for them. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to get my deck in here. I think I gotta undo that. There we go. Fair use, fair use. Everything I talk about is my opinion only, my conspiracies, my everything. So please go do your own research, like I always say. And yeah, I'm not trying to plagiarize anybody. I'm just commenting on what I'm seeing. I got a new thing, guys. So, we got rid of PayPal because PayPal is so fucking bad, right? I mean, they tried to bamboozle us with that. Oh, well, we didn't mean we were going to fine you $2,500. So they took it away. And then like 2 weeks later, they brought it back. So yeah, I'm done with PayPal, and anybody who's serious about fighting the fucking machine should be done with it. So I have switched and I'm trying Buy Me a Coffee. So buymeacoffee.com/trailer park, because I am so trailer park. You can buy me a coffee and we'll see if that is a better way to monetize. It's so hard, especially for us in the shadow banned media, right? Because we just find a way that you guys can help us out and support our work, and they come in and they crush it every fucking time because they don't want us succeeding. They don't want us to be able to make ends meet because they don't want us out here in this space telling you the things that we're telling you guys. So please, if you can help me out, buymeacoffee.com/trailer park. I do have other means and they were in the link below, but since I'm having a crazy bad morning, I don't think there's anything in the link below, but I will get better about it. And most of you guys know how to reach out and help me. So thank you so much. How do you like my little buy me a coffee meme? I think this is cute. I like my waving coffee cup. And yes, I'm back to drinking coffee. I can't help it. I have to do the coffee. It's winter, you wake up, you want something warm. So that's where we're at. I got some screen glitching. Hopefully I'll get this fixed here in the next day. And I want you guys to help me name my crow. What should I name my crow? I need a crow name. So you guys start dropping names here in the next few days and we'll actually name my crow. I love crows, magpies, ravens. They are some of my favorite birds in the whole world. So I'm more than happy to have a crow hanging out, sitting on my shoulder, telling me what's up. Have you ever friended a crow? I've tried, and I've seen other people do it, and I want to do it. I once had a raven talk to me like, hey, you, like ravens are hell smart. So yeah, help me name my crow. Let's see. It's not as easy to go back and forth to my deck as it is with the other one, but I'll get it figured out. I got this one from Amber. So all of those paying attention, Mars is retrograde in Gemini. So from October 30th of this year till January 12th of 23, we will be in Mars retrograde. And for anybody paying attention, and I know a lot of you know this, good morning. Jilly knows this. Hey, Jilly. When Mars is retrograde, shit goes wrong, shit goes bad, shit's upside down. I've known this for many years in my life. Anybody who's followed any astrology knows that anything retrograde is probably not a good idea. So when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Maybe this is why I'm having such a hard time this week. But this is actually an inspiring message, I think. During the next 2.5 months, we will be experiencing the shift of ages. This is the end of the old, distorted, masculine matriarch running under the beast system. As we internalize the past cycle and integrate into the transmute, we transform into the new cycle of God's new earth. Now, I don't know what that means, but this end struggles to keep feeding the beast. Yeah, the beast is just beast and ate it. Instead, energy, consciousness, health, wealth, and the new earth genetic blueprint can recover back into its body, rising our vibration. We are ready, prepared, and going forward with God's new earth system during Mars retrograde. No more games, gaslighting, brainwashing, overt narcissism. Our truth will be spoken. We will know who we are. We will understand ourselves. Everything is becoming less laser focused and direct. It is time to turn a new leaf with the beloved timeline. Now, yeah, some of this I find really interesting, especially how we're moving into a new time. Anybody who knows what apocalypse means, the lifting of the veil, the age of Aquarius, right? This is the time that we are going into. We've been told this a lot. So it's kind of encouraging to see this, if you ask me. I hope we are getting to a point where we will be lasered focused and we will shut down the gaslighting and, just the oppression and everything that we've been through, the brainwashing, overt narcissism. We're dealing with all of this in real fucking time, right? And we know we are. So hopefully that's a little encouragement for somebody out there. Okay, let's see if I can trying to get into a flow with this. So, stuff I don't care to talk about, headlines I don't care to talk about. What's in Biden's IV? A, stem cells, B, NDA, C, young person's blood, D, Adderall, E, adrenochrome, or F, all of the above. I'm going to go with F. How about you guys? Are you thinking F? I'm thinking F. Definitely I'm thinking F. Yeah, F. Well, that sucks. It cuts it out. What if I do it that way? There you guys. Now you can see both of them. So, yeah, F is my vote. Wow, you guys are really behind me in the studio compared to where I'm at. Maybe if I talk slower, everybody will catch up. I don't think it works that way. Damn it. You guys are like 2 minutes behind me in the chat. So if I talk about something, you guys are talking about something else. Eventually we'll catch up, right? Adrenochrome. Yes, adrenochrome. Everybody's voting adrenochrome. Adrenochrome and coffee. I need adrenochrome and coffee. Jilly, you don't need adrenochrome. Have you seen what happens to these people's faces after they've been taking adrenochrome for a while? Look at any of them. Clintons, both the Clintons. I mean, they look like the fucking crypt keeper, right? They look like they've been sucking the souls out of children. Just saying, that's what they look like. That was funny meme though. He definitely has something in his IV, right? Though you can see the clear of the IV hole. We all know that they are just shooting him up. Fucking got to get him back out there. Keep him moving, right? So I would say definitely stem cell, yes. Definitely Adderall. The other ones, those are speculative, but we know better. We do know better. Let's see, what do I got here now? Trying to bounce between these two. It's just not easy. Okay. So release the video is mostly a way to extend the conspiracy theory. Analysts releasing the video is mostly a way to extend conspiracy theory. So, okay, we are told that was it DC Metro that has has video of what happened at the Pelosi residence the other day, but they're saying that if they release it, it's just going to feed the conspiracy theorists. So they're not going to release it as far as I know. But of course, they were monitoring her house, but they weren't actually watching because she wasn't there. is what they're saying. Now, I don't know about just the security camera, but aren't the police supposed to have body camera on? Where's the body cam footage? I mean, there's so many different instances of camera, the times that this should have been caught on camera, that there's more than just, the security. We could get the police to release theirs too. So that story, we're never going to get the truth on that story. You guys know we're never going to get the truth on that story. We can all speculate as to what the hell was happening there. And I think that we probably are pretty right on, nail on the head type of thing when you think it's as bad as most people are saying it. I mean, he obviously he obviously is a late nighter for one. I mean, we saw him on his DUI at 2:00 in the morning. So, they're trying to convince you that he was home in bed. I'm not buying that. I just not buying it. But we're never going to get the true story. And the worst part of this is they're politicizing it to get more funding. So let's watch this video. And this video, of course, they talk about, everything that happened and what's not going to happen. But wait for it. At the very last 2 or 3 seconds of this news report, what's really going on comes out. So you guys will catch it. You're smart. So let me see. How do I do this? Make that big. Yeah, there we go.
We're learning new details about the attack that seriously injured House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul.
Yeah, sources tell ABC News Capitol Police had cameras outside the Pelosi's home last week, but no one was watching them at the time of the assault. ABC's Justin Finch reports from Washington.
New revelations days after attempted murder suspect David DePape allegedly smashed his way into House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home, searching for her, but instead finding her husband Paul and allegedly bashing him in the head with a hammer. Sources familiar with the matter telling ABC News U.S. Capitol Police had working cameras outside the Pelosi's home, but nobody was watching them at the time of the attack. Those sources adding Capitol Police later noticed local police lights on a camera, rewound the video, and spotted the break-in. The speaker was in D.C. during the assault, and apparently the cameras are not monitored 24/7 when she's out of town. ABC News also learning the speaker's home private security system designed to notify local and Capitol Police when triggered never sent an alert to Capitol Police. On Tuesday, 42-year-old David DePape made his first court appearance, arraigned on state charges, including attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. DePape's public defender entering a not guilty plea and promising a vigorous defense.
We're going to be looking into Mr. DePape, his mental state.
San Francisco prosecutors claim DePape told first responders he was on a suicide mission with plans to target Speaker Pelosi and other lawmakers.
This was not a random residential burglary. This is something that was specifically targeted.
Amid concerns about political violence ahead of the midterm elections, the U.S. Capitol Police chief saying, "We believe today's political climate calls for more resources to provide additional layers of physical security for members of Congress." DePape is back in court for a bail hearing Friday. Prosecutors are arguing against his release, calling DePape a threat to the community. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, so at the very end of that, they said that legislators are calling for more funding for more protection for elected officials, because that's what they need right now in light of everybody calling their asses out on the Ukraine war, right? So money, 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 give us protection, then you guys can't get close to us. So no matter what we do, you guys have no say in it. That's what I see is happening with this. Just like what we saw with January 6th, right? Oh my God, I almost died. I need more protection. So they're already at a point where they have so much protection that their constituents, can't get to them. But after this, I see it's going to get much worse. And I think that that's what it's really ultimately what they're going to use it for, right? Because, the Democrats know to always take an opportunity and use it for yourselves, right? That's what they do. So I see more funding for them and more protection for them. And you won't be able to get within 50 feet of AOC to call her out for her Ukraine vote. That's really what they want. The first rule of Underwear Fight Club, Underwear Hammer Fight Club is you don't talk about Underwear Hammer Fight Club. I love that. That's a great meme. Whoever made that, that's pretty funny. I'm not sure what this is. Let's hit play. I wrote some of this yesterday, so.
He has been clear democracy is under assault and we cannot pretend otherwise.
Yes.
The president will continue to call attention to the threat to democratic integrity and to public safety posed by those who deny the documented truth about election results and those who seek to undermine public faith in our system of government. Unfortunately, we have seen MAGA Republican officials who don't believe in the rule of law. They refuse to accept the results of free and fair elections, and they fan the flames of political violence through what they praise and what they refuse to condemn.
There you go. Some hypocrisy from the White House. You're a or you're election denier, right? We're all election deniers. Biden's little speech was it yesterday where they're really cracking down on if you don't say exactly what we want you to say, then you are a denier. And that's how we're going to roll forward. That's really how they're going to shake a lot of these losses off from the midterm. I mean, it's so bad that the Dems are even out there already admitting that they lost. They're already admitting that they lost a lot of these races. They know they're going to lose the race, and they're blaming it on the narrative from the DNC, right? They never can take any accountability for their own losses or the fact that they've fucked off the working class for so many years now that the working class is willing to vote Republican to get the hell away from them. I know I am. Fox is all over it. I'm not a huge Fox News fan, but I do pay attention to what they're saying, and what they're saying right now. Let's see. Oh, sorry, guys. There we go. I was trying to get it to where I was both on screen. So yeah, Gavin Newsom, he's already out there. He's going to run for president 2024. I mean, that is a done deal. We already know it. If you're not paying attention, they set themselves up years before they actually go and do a run. We saw it with Bernie in 2020. We knew Bernie would run in 2020 by his actions in 2016, 2017, right? He wrote a book, he went on a book tour. They get out there, they stay in the public eye. That's what Newsom's done. And he's getting great press with the whole Harvey Weinstein and his wife trial that's going on right now. But yeah, he's mad at Democrats because they fucked it up. So let's watch this.
Democrats are getting, quote, destroyed in their midterm political messaging. That's not according to Republicans. That's the assessment of California's Governor Aquanet, Gavin Newsom, who also claims he's totally not running for president in 2024. As you may know, Newsom's been offering quite a lot of unsolicited advice to his party ahead of next week's midterm elections. And in a recent interview over at CBS News, he actually seemed pretty angry about the direction things are going.
It goes to my fundamental grievance with my damn party. We're getting crushed on narrative. We're going to have to do better in terms of getting on the offense and stop being on the damn defense.
Yeah, stop being on the damn defense. That's what they think. They're the one. I mean, this is insane. I mean, that's just because that's him admitting that they're going to lose. I mean, that's what that is. That's them preemptively getting in front of it. Well, it's not our fault. Because we wanted to talk to the actual people, right? We wanted to help the people, but those inside the machine won't let us. He's my damn party. If it's your damn party, you guys have the authority to change the direction and the narrative, but you guys don't do that. You toe the fucking line every time, the corporate line. And we know how corporate, what they call him, Aquanet Newsom. That's a good one. I'm going to start calling him that, Aquanet Newsom. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, these guys. But here, it's funny right now, but it's not going to be funny because this is what's coming, guys. This is what's going to happen. The Democrats have fucked up so bad that the Republicans are going to sweep, right? They're just going to come through. They're definitely. I mean, even 2 or 3 months ago, we were saying they weren't going to take the Senate. Oh, they probably won't take the Senate. They'll definitely take the House. They're taking it all, guys. They're taking it all. They're going to win probably most of their gubernatorial races, however you say that, the governor races. They're going to win the House for sure. And yeah, they're going to take the Senate. So Republicans will be in control, right? Which, how scary is that? If you know what the Republicans are about, it's really fucking scary because we're set up for war right now. What do the Republicans love to do? They love the war machine. They feed the war machine. Cheney, Rumsfeld, Bush, Condi. I can just sit here and keep naming the names, McCain, of people who perpetuated us into war with Iraq and 20 years with Afghanistan and all the other places that we have been dropping bombs. 26 bombs a day, I think I heard somewhere. No, we are handing the keys to the kingdom over to these fucking true war hawks. I mean, the Dems have been war hawks, right? They're supposed to be the anti-war party. No, we haven't seen any anti-war out of them in fucking years. They didn't fight back when we went into Iraq at all. Cynthia McKinney was the only one with the balls to stand up and say we shouldn't be going to fucking war. And look at what they did to her. They chased her out of the fucking country. And so here we go. I mean, yeah, let's celebrate. The Dems are going to be out of power, but now the Republicans are in power and they want to feed BlackRock. They want to feed all of these DARPA and military industrial complex, apparatus that they have in place. So don't think it's going to get any better under Republicans. I see it getting much worse. And here you go. Pentagon confirms U.S. boots are on the ground in Ukraine. 2 bombshell reports by the AP and the Washington Post Monday and Tuesday had confirmed that United States has boots on the ground in the Ukraine conflict. Crucially, these troops are performing tasks separate from the embassy security. So, no, we're not doing anything. We're not helping with the war. We're over there to inspect. So, the American troops are said to be performing inspections of U.S. war satchels. After last week, the State Department and the Pentagon unrevealed a new plan to track U.S. supplied weapons in an effort to implement accountability for millions of dollars worth of arms and ammunitions transferred to the Ukraine forces since near the start of the war. They call it a war here, but they call it a conflict up there. 8 months ago, a small number of U.S. military troops inside Ukraine have recently begun doing on-site inspections to ensure Ukrainian troops are properly accounting for Western provide weapons they receive, a senior U.S. defense official told the Pentagon, reported Monday. So, yeah, here we are. They sneakily put boots on the ground, right? It's not a big deal. Nobody's talking about it. We're not doing anything big here, guys. We're just making sure that our weapons, all of these billions of dollars worth of weapons that we're sending, aren't being passed out to the wrong people, basically, is what they're saying. Well, the conspiracy theorist in me has got to think the reason that Scott Ritter got taken off Twitter on Monday was because this report was coming in. I don't think they wanted the pushback that Scott would have gave them on this, right? As a former weapons inspector, I think he would have something to say about it. And so I think that was part of the reason they took him down. But, this is exactly what the Republicans want. So, yay, the Republicans are going to win next Tuesday. And here we go. They have no qualms about taking us into World War III. I mean, they truly think that they can survive tactical nukes by hiding in their fucking bunkers and waiting the fallout. How do you do that? I mean, you're going to be in your bunker for 2 years, and then when you come out of your bunker, all the crops are gone. The sun isn't fucking shining anymore. You get 4 hours of daylight a day. It's winter for fucking 10 years. And not to mention, everything is going to be mutated from the radiation that is absorbed into everything on the fucking earth. I don't know how they think that this is a survivable plan, a sustainable plan, but that's where we're at. So I'm not shocked, and they want to get rid of a shit ton of us anyways. So that's a fast way to do it, right? A couple billion gone right there just with fallout. So I've been worried about war for many years, and people thought I was insane. I remember in 2016, I was giving shit to Roseanne Barr on Twitter. And I can't remember who she was supporting. Maybe it was Gary Johnson or something. And I was like, yeah, if we want to go to war, let's go ahead and vote for these. Oh, war. We're not even close to war. We would never go to war with China or Russia. That's what people told me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you may not be able to see it right now, but it's there. It's coming. And yeah, it was Medea that said that. Oh, it's 46 bombs a day. Here, let's look. Let's look. So the U.S. drops an average of 46 bombs a day. Why should the world see us as a force for peace? The U.S. has dropped at least 337,000 bombs and missiles in 20 years and now clutches its pearls over Russia. Oh, written by Medea Benjamin. Medea Benjamin, if you don't know who she is, she's Code Pink. She's an amazing activist. I've been on the front lines with her in Arizona, in Philly, in D.C. She just brings it. And I'm glad to see she's out there writing articles like this because somebody's got to be telling the truth about these guys, right? Tell you what, the in and out with this studio is not as easy. But the audio's better. Is the media audio better? Love the crow in the background, Shander. Heard you got spanked by YouTube. We need to migrate more over to other platforms. Yes. Pasta's not with me this morning. I do not blame Pasta. I knew damn well doing last Tuesday's show that we were going to talk about things that would probably get us punked. And I knew that. So, it's incumbent on us to get the fuck off YouTube, right? And I've known that for a long time. That's why we have our Rockfin. That's why we have our Rumble, even though I don't think Rumble's any better than YouTube. And Odyssey, where I'm on Twitch. You guys can follow us on Twitch too. But all of these are still corporate interests, right? Twitch is, Rumble is. They're just different corporate interests. Rockfin really isn't. So, we know that's where Rockfin is, where the truth lives. But so starting next week, To Hell and Back will be back, but we will not be on YouTube. I have made the decision because we're at 2 strikes on Beauty and the Boomer. If we take one more strike, our channel's gone. So basically, we are going to be doing the startup on all channels, 10 minutes in, move everybody over to the Rockfin and the Rumble. So that's what we're going to start doing next week because think about it. Pasta gets to talk truth all day long on AM Wake Up, his other shows. And then he comes on with me. And because I'm on YouTube, I'm trying to pull the reins back on him constantly. And that's not fair to him, right? Because once you speak truth, you speak truth. So I talked to him about it for a second yesterday and just said no more YouTube on Thursdays. So Thursday shows will start out and migrate over like we have to with all the other stuff. So yeah, YouTube sucks, but that's where the platform is. Once the community square, the town square moves the hell off of YouTube, which is going to happen eventually. I see YouTube as a place for how to fix your dryer and cat videos. I mean, that's what it's going to be about till it dies, I think. Let's see what else I got here. There's got to be a better way to move in between these. So the White House got fucking fact checked yesterday. Y'all see this? So I think we're being bombed. Do you hear that? That's the growlers. We live by military base and the growlers come over every day. God, they're loud. Anyways, so yeah, the White House got fact checked yesterday. Seniors are getting a bigger increase in their Social Security checks than they have in 10 years because of President Biden's leadership, which, yeah, the fact checker said, no, that's bullshit. You guys are getting an adjustment because of inflation. So, ultimately Biden was responsible for the inflation. So I guess you could give it to him, but let's hear what Fox News had to say about it.
The White House taking down this tweet after it was fact-checked by Twitter. It said seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security checks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership.
But Twitter adding a note clarifying that statement that said seniors will receive a large Social Security benefit increase due to the annual cost of living adjustment, which is based on inflation rate, had nothing to do with the White House. Jimmy Fallon has everything to do with awesomeness. He's a host of Fox Across America on Fox News Radio and on Fox Nation. Okay, Jimmy, so is the White House stupid for thinking that an automatic increase is something they can take credit for, or do they think the American people are stupid that they could pull a fast one over on them?
They absolutely think the American people are stupid, number one. Number two, they're used to getting away with this sort of thing. I don't know if you heard, but the game just changed on Twitter very recently in the past last week. And now for the first time ever, they are getting fact-checked on what they should get fact-checked for, which is a ridiculous claim. Social Security increases are obviously tethered to inflation. So when you brag to seniors that Social Security went up, it's like I'm bragging to you that I lowered your home heating costs by burning down your house. So you don't have a house to pay for anymore. Yeah, the bills are going to be a little bit lower. And that's the scam of the whole thing. They weren't ready for this. They deleted it. Her explanation was, well, we had to add context. Yeah, the context was you're full of blank.
Yep.
That's the context.
Do you think the goal will ultimately be no more fact checks, though? Right? I mean, like, let's go back to that.
I mean, and just let it rip. Yeah, just free speech for all.
Yes.
I mean,
that's a novel concept. Free speech for all.
as a guy who like kind of says dumb things for a living, I'd love it if we laid off the word police, defunded them. But when it comes to the White House, they're in a desperate spot now. We're 5 days away from the election. The woman's leaving. She's walking out the door. She's packing a suitcase. So now they're just saying anything. Oh, baby, I was going to raise Social Security. You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, we were going to lower fuel costs. Baby's leaving. Baby doesn't care what you say. She's tuned you out.
Baby.
So there you go. Baby's leaving. That was kind of a funny pundit, I thought. I don't know who that is. But hey, Osama number 5, long time no see. I'm so glad you joined us this morning. Thank you to everybody over on the Rockfin. If you guys would like and share for me, and everybody hanging out on the YouTubes, if you could follow Trailer Park Pundit, because that's where I'm going to be until we get our channel back up, and then who knows? It's our backup channel, my backup channel. So make sure you're following the actual Trailer Park Pundit, because we start out and we normally air on Beauty and the Boomer, but because YouTube spanked us, we are on my channel. So good to see you, Osama. Welcome, welcome. Of course, we're just doing the normal bitch about politics. Chad's here. Hey, Chad Wilson. How's it going? I had to break out your Spider-Man picture from Halloween last year, the year before, for our Halloween party. Let's talk about Elon and Twitter. Apparently I have to, right? Let's see. There's got to be a better way to do this. Let's see if this works. Why does that not work? Oh, there we go. Yeah, now I'm at the bottom. So AOC is not happy about the $8 cover charge that Elon is now saying he's going to put on you if you want a blue check and you want to participate in Twitter. Now, my last report on Tuesday, he was saying it was going to be $20, right? And then everybody was not happy about that $20. So he said, okay. We'll lower it to $8. Now, there's a couple of different ways to look at this, right? I mean, you want to be on Twitter and have a verified check mark saying that you're an actual human being and not a damn bot, you're going to have to pay $8. Now that pisses a lot of people off. What about the poor? You're literally selling a voice in the public square is what it really comes down to. But if he doesn't, then it comes from the advertisers, right? The advertisers are the only ones who will have any say. So a lot of people are saying, well, if we're paying, then maybe he's not going to cater to the advertisers as much as, they have in the past. And I don't know, somebody said, where there is a way, there's going to be somebody scalping this shit. So I thought that was a funny meme where they are showing, the scalper selling blue checks. You can get your check mark off-brand. I want an off-brand one. Yeah, I'm going to get a knockoff check mark. It'll only be a half a check, or maybe it'll be an X. Yeah, I don't know, but that's where we're at. AOC, laugh my ass off at billionaires earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually $8 subscription a month plan. And Elon says, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. I don't know. Elon, he is a military industrial complex boy, and I don't know who made this meme, but kudos to you. I think I stole it from Shelly. Shelly's got the best memes, right? So yeah, how to lose what is that, 44 trillion because the internet found out you knocked up an employee and offered a horse to another employee for a fucking hand job. Are any of us surprised? Anybody who follows the tech companies, are you surprised that he's being accused of this? I'm not. He's got that tech boy. I just watched an interview with him the other day where he's sitting down with a bunch of guys and he just has this I'm a cool guy, like me type of attitude, not an adult, almost like something you would see in college, right? He offered a horse. What is up with that offering a horse shit? Who else offered somebody a horse? Johnny Depp bought Amber Heard a horse, but I don't think that was it. I think Elon offered to buy Amber a horse. Was that what it was? If I remember right, back in our reporting. So yeah, these guys, they always have a toxic masculine working place in these tech companies, and it's not just his companies. I mean, go look at Activision Gaming. Whoa, it was so toxic that it killed a woman. And nobody's even talking about that or reporting on it. So yeah, Shelly is awesome. I agree, Jelly. She sure is. But yeah, here, let me show you that meme just one more time, just so you can see. Yeah, how to lose it. Because you knocked up an employee and offered a horse to another employee for a fucking hand job. Now we have been told, and I've reported, and I know Farron has reported on how Elon really likes these powerful elite sex parties, right? We've seen the pictures with Amber Heard and her little friends, and she would sit her stage, and all of the uber rich billionaire tech guys would be, it was almost like an arena. And yeah, they have these crazy sex parties in Hollywood, and Elon has been known to participate a lot in them. He actually has been kicked out of a few from some of the reporting that we've got. And yeah, I'm not shocked at all that he tried to get a hand job and then tried to pay it off with a fucking horse. Not shocking. Oh, but what is shocking, but I tell you guys this all the time. Did you see his Halloween costume? Yeah, Elon Musk wears a costume with a Baphomet and an inverted cross for Halloween. And you can see right here, there's the inverted cross upside down right there. And then, of course, that is the Baphomet. If you don't know what the Baphomet is, he's pretty much Satan's first lieutenant. He's got a bunch of them, Baphomet, Baal. You most people think that this is just insanity, right? That this is crazy. Who actually believes this shit? They believe this shit. And that's what I always tell you guys. Just because we don't buy it or they believe it. And the symbolism is everywhere. I'm constantly bringing you guys symbolism, and believe he thinks he is a first lieutenant for Satan. And I absolutely think he thinks he is. And these guys, they have without going religious, it's hard to explain. And I'm not a religious person. I was raised religious. My grandmothers were Holy Roller, Assembly of Gods, talking in tongues. If you've never heard that, it's the scariest shit in the world. But I was raised to understand the worst parts of the Bible. And I got to tell you, they know that too, and they're using that to their advantage. And they believe that we are in the end times, and they are about to rule the world and rule the earth by taking it over. There's a crazy story out there right now, and I didn't even bring it because it came from a religious channel. The Euphrates River is drying up. The Euphrates River is one of the biggest rivers in the Middle East. I think it might be the biggest. It supplies water for mass countries. And it said that in the end times, I think it's the book of Revelations. It is the book of Revelations that says that the Euphrates River will dry up, and these angels that were cast to the earth and supposedly vaulted up before the great flood, God came down and he said everybody was evil and bad, so he was going to flood the earth, and the Nephilims, he sent them to the earth, and he locked them up to be locked up for however long. And then it said when the river dried up, that they would be released from their cells to take over and conquer the earth. What's crazy is with the Euphrates drying up right now, they're literally finding these fucking caves that are like haven't been seen in thousands of years that are now starting to surface. So a lot of people are saying, oh my God, they have released the demons, the angels, to take over the earth. So, I mean, not that I'm saying I believe this stuff, but you got to understand what they're talking about in order to understand why this is significant. Why, when they do these doeth what thou will, Aleister Crowley fucking bullshit, and they all do it. The musicians, I mean, you can name all of them. They all do it. Why it's important? It's not important to us because we don't believe it, but they fucking believe it. They believe it. He believes it. So just more crap. Did you guys see Whitney Webb was on Valuetainment with Patrick Bet-David? What an amazing interview. She did so good. It was in studio. I want to say it was like a week and a half ago. She gets to go in depth about Epstein. You know, she just released her second book, volume 2 of the Epstein, story. She says that volume 1 is more about, the connections, and volume 2 is more about Epstein, that type of thing. So check this out. She does such a great job. I am such a fangirl of Whitney Webb. I so admire her memory, her how articulate she is. God, she's just got the best memory. I wish I could just rattle off the stuff that she rattles off. So let's hear from Whitney.
Who had a bigger influence on how to take Epstein's game to the next level? Was it Ghislaine because what she learned from her father, or was it something that who brought more to the table for the crime that they committed, both of them together? Was it more Epstein's background, or was it more Ghislaine's experience?
Well, you mean after Robert Maxwell's death?
Yes.
So I think Ghislaine was looking to continue the same role she was sort of doing for her father, which was being an ambassador for her father, basically in New York,
Right.
and the interests that represented him. His handlers sort of looked to her, and at this time, Jeffrey Epstein is the money manager for Leslie Wexner. And Leslie Wexner is affiliated with a group of very powerful billionaires who, at the same time that Robert Maxwell made his inroads to New York with Ghislaine sort of as the ambassador. Oh, sorry, I lost my train. Oh, yeah. They're quoted in, I think, Vanity Fair of having those billionaires courting Robert Maxwell specifically. So it seems like there was some sort of effort to bring those interests together even before Robert Maxwell died.
This name, Les Wexner, if you're not familiar with it, I mean, go ahead and tell. I mean, this is Victoria's Secret.
shy.
This is the guy that
Yeah.
basically created the modern day shopping mall, Abercrombie and Fitch, Bed
Sort
Bath
of,
and Beyond,
yeah.
Victoria's Secret. Like, reveal a little bit about this guy.
Okay, so I mean, he's a retail guy, so I guess the big brands we're familiar with. Yeah, he's the one that backs them, but his rise to power is partly linked to people that built the shopping malls and then leased space to him.
They called him the Merlin of the mall, something of that capacity.
Yeah, I think that's a nickname for Wexner. Yeah, but people like Edward De Bartolo, I think is how you pronounce it.
DeBartolo. The DeBartolo family.
DeBartolo.
They own the 49ers. I mean, this is all coming together.
Yeah.
Follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and then Alfred Taubman, who was another big he built a lot of shopping malls. He's one of the guys that he's considered a mentor to Wexner, as is Max Fisher, and these are guys, really powerful people from Detroit, specifically involved in real estate shopping mall stuff. Max Fisher also has a background in oil, but also got into a lot of, he's the guy that made Taubman, I guess, because Taubman built a lot of, I think, the gas station, like convenience stores for the oil company, and then got into retail commercial centers.
The reason I asked about Lex Wexner is because I went down the rabbit hole. You've done multiple interviews with Tim Dillon, right?
Oh, I love Tim.
I know, he's someone that we're in touch with.
How do you not love the guy?
He'll be here pretty soon. But I've watched multiple of your interviews. I'm a fan of Tim Dillon. You know, multiple connections there. But you said, quote unquote, Epstein made his money from links to 3 powerful men, and you said Les Wexner. You said Bill Gates, and then you said Donald Trump.
That's not from me. That's a 2001 article from the Evening Standard, which is a mainstream media publication in the UK, prestigious, right? And it's never been retracted. It's from 2001. But if you believe U.S. mainstream media, Bill Gates and Epstein didn't meet till 2011. And this is 2001.
So there's 10 years of...
There's more than 10 years, I think, with Bill Gates and Epstein, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's pretty crazy that there's an article like that out there from 2001, and mainstream media is like 2011.
What did that article say?
It's talking. So that Evening Standard article is talking mainly about Prince Andrew and who are Prince Andrew's new friends. Oh, it's Ghislaine Maxwell, because obviously, Robert Maxwell's theft of the pension fund money obviously had huge ramifications in Britain. A lot of people, for understandable reasons, didn't like the Maxwell family after that. So a lot of the gossip columns or newspapers would report a lot on what the Maxwell children were doing. They sort of became infamous celebrity children, And so they follow up on them. And then Prince Andrew, circa 2000 or so, is going on vacation after vacation with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. And so Jeffrey Epstein is sort of introduced in that article and they're trying to explain to their audience in Britain in 2001 who Epstein is, because people probably haven't heard of him. Yeah, they all know Ghislaine, they all know Prince Andrew, obviously, but they don't know Jeffrey Epstein. So the introduction to Jeffrey Epstein is they describe him as a property developer. And actually a lot of early articles on Epstein don't say billionaire, financial advisor, like a lot of the later ones do. They say property developer. There's a real estate connection there, which is, I sort of explore.
And then in that article, what's the Gates-Trump connection with all
That's
this?
what they said. The line there is that this is where, Jeffrey Epstein's money comes from. These are his clients, his top clients, basically. And so people know that there was a long-standing Wexner relationship, a long-standing Trump relationship, but it mentions Bill Gates. And at the time, Bill Gates never challenged that article. It was never retracted. Like I mentioned earlier, the UK has very strong libel laws. If it was untrue, he could sue and it could be retracted today.
So yeah, he could sue and it would be retracted today, but he doesn't and he won't. And I dropped it in the chat for both of you guys. If you haven't followed Valuetainment, Patrick Bet David, I have been a fan for quite a few years now. He's more mainstream, kind of like Joe Rogan, but he started out interviewing mobsters. And I've always been obsessed with, the mobsters and the five families. And so that's what really drew me to him. And he's done some really great interviews. He did an interview with the author of An Economic Hitman. Amazing interview. If you want to understand what the Fed is doing to us, what central banking is doing to us, you should go watch that interview. So definitely go follow that channel and check him out. And Tim Dillon had Bill Burr on this week. That is funnier than hell. Bill Burr, he just puts it out there and I love him for it. So you check that out too. I love these 2-hour podcasts. You just turn them on, you're cleaning house or you're doing something. You can just listen along. Whitney did an amazing job.
Who had a bigger influence on how?
Come on. She did such a great job. I just adore her. Okay, so we have to talk about Seth Rich again. We talked about him 2 days ago, but everybody started talking about him since then. Of course, Jimmy Dore did an amazing clip on it, and I had to bring it for you guys. We talked about how the FBI went in and tried to get a court order saying that they wouldn't release the information, even though they swore to God they didn't have any information on Seth Rich. They said, we don't have his computer. And then they're like, oh, well, okay, apparently we do have his computer, but nobody actually looked at it, and we don't know where it is. This is the bullshit. But they want 66 years before they will release the information that they have on Seth Rich. And why is that? I mean, that's just like the Kennedy assassination. Oh, we need 75 years. Pfizer. Oh, we need 75 years. All of these things, they keep going to court and asking a judge to wait till we're dead to release the information because they know they're caught. They know they lied. We know they lied. We know the truth. I absolutely have ease in my heart that I know the truth of what happened to Seth Rich. Abso-frickin-lutely in real time. We knew what happened. And, a lot of Jimmy's not going to cover the fact that there's people saying that Seth was alive when he made it to the hospital. Even his own goddamn parents said that. So let's hear what Jimmy had to say about this.
Until it became like that, like you're not allowed to mention it. And then this.
But you're allowed to do a Russiagate conspiracy theory at the top of your lungs for 5 straight fucking years. Yeah. And nobody will ever call you a conspiracy theory if you say that Russia hacked our election. You can say that all day long, but you can't say about any other election. You can't say it about any other election. That's bad. Just that one.
We don't have electronic elections, by the way, but they hacked it.
So now the FBI is asking a U.S. court to reverse its order that it produces information from Seth Rich's laptop computer. And the court does not. The Bureau wants 66 years. That's not suspicious at all. And you are a crazy conspiracy theorist if you think there's something wrong with that.
It's like the Warren Commission, right? They just want to bury shit for so long. Like not even,
Seth Rich was a Democratic National Committee staffer when he was killed on the street in Washington in mid-2016. No person has ever been arrested in the connection to the murder. U.S. District Judge Amos Mazant, an Obama appointee, ruled in September that the Bureau must hand over information from the computer to Brian Huddleston, a Texas man who filed a Freedom of Information Act request for the info. That's an Obama appointee judge said you gotta turn over the Seth Rich computer. Is he also a conspiracy theorist, the judge? Is Judge Amos Mazant, is he a conspiracy theorist? Because he's talking about Seth Rich, and he's ordering them to release Seth Rich's computer stuff. Is he a crazy conspiracy theorist? The judge? Or just me for saying that the judge said it? Okay. The FBI's assertion that the privacy interest Rich's family members hold outweighed. So they've been doing this. In no other case have they ever cared about the victim's feelings.
The privacy? That's what they care about, privacy.
The privacy. The FBI cares about the privacy of
the victim.
But I can watch JFK's head get blown off every day of my life for the last 50 years. But you don't care about his family, right? But you do care about they don't give a fuck. They don't want you talking about this. That's what this is. So the FBI's assertion that the privacy interest Rich's family members hold outweighed the public interest was rejected by the Obama-appointed judge, who noted the Bureau cited no relevant case law supporting the argument, because there isn't. That's never happened before, where you said we have to suppress a murder investigation because their family might get hurt by the information. How are their family going to get hurt by an investigation about who killed their kid? I think they'd want to fucking know who killed their kid. That's all bullshit. Just like that article in the Washington Post about this that put me in, that was all bullshit. This is all bullshit. Just like they said Bernie was working for the Russians, Trump is working for the Russians, Tulsi's working for the Russians, Glenn Greenwald's working for the Russians, Matt Taibbi, Jimmy Dore, everybody. That's all this is.
How do I get one of those Russian jobs? Are they everybody's getting paid by the Russians? What the fuck? Why am I getting left out? I'm glad Jimmy was on this. So many people covered this yesterday. Great job. We got to keep it out there. Every anniversary of Seth's passing, every birthday of Seth's, I put it out there in my social media. He's an American hero. When you are inside the Democratic Party in real time in 2016, you know that they're scamming, you know that they're gaslighting, you know that they're lying, they're cheating in every possible way that they can. And the only way that we were vindicated was because of the leaks that came out from Seth Rich. And you can look right at that interview with Julian Assange. And they ask him, why are you bringing this up? Why are you guys putting, a reward out there for any information that leads to, he says, is he your source? And Julian Assange looks right at the camera and goes, I mean, you see his head move. Yes. But he doesn't verbally say it. You will never fucking convince me that Seth Rich would have to come back from the dead himself and look me in the eyes and say he wasn't the leak before I would believe it. And it makes me sad that his own goddamn family doesn't realize the hero that their son is. Maybe someday in history it'll come out. Maybe someday they'll know what the sacrifice their son made for all of us. And that's what it was. It was a sacrifice. And I know Julian knows it. And I know Julian's willing to die to protect it. It's just, we got to fight. We got to fight louder and harder and never let this just be forgotten. So Seth Rich. Do you see what else Jimmy was up to? Jimmy went after Chomsky. I was so happy. Did you guys watch yesterday? About fucking time. I have been so pissed at Chomsky for the last year and a half since he said that we should all be rounded up. He went full on fucking authoritarian that day in that interview about, well, if you're not going to get the job, then you don't belong in our society. Right. So that's not out yet, but Jimmy likes to break his stuff up into little videos, and I'm not Oz, so I don't screen grab in real time. Maybe I will someday soon, but yeah, I love that he did that. Let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. So yeah, Chomsky doesn't deserve amnesty either. He should apologize. Yes, absolutely. Chomsky should have to apologize to all of us for what he said. And if you don't remember what he said, wait for the Jimmy Dore clip to drop. Jimmy did a great job yesterday of getting it out there and reminding us what the hell Chomsky said. And it just reiterated why I'm so pissed at Chomsky. I have very few that I look up to. And I know you guys are the same, because we see through everybody's bullshit. And then to have somebody who taught us about manufacturing consent, fucking manufacture consent, it was mind blowing. And I'm so glad Jimmy called it out. So kudos for that. Sometimes Jimmy's hit or miss. I think he hit hard yesterday and I was happy about it. Oh, this one. This is kind of a to hell and back topic. So Do you guys remember when I was talking about Biden pardoning those convicted for marijuana possession? Remember how I told you it didn't actually fucking free one person? Well, I was right. It didn't free one person. And here is Rogan talking about it on Halloween with his guests. So yeah, it didn't do anything.
Fucking thing on earth. That's the dumbest one because it's legal in so many places now, but it's still federally illegal. You know how many people Biden released? Pretty amazing, right? When they said that he was going to release all the people that were in federal prison for marijuana possession.
How many people?
There's 0.
What?
Because there's no one in federal prison for marijuana possession. They're all growers. They're all dealers. They're all people who are doing other shit and also marijuana possession.
I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I was so excited.
Me too.
I posted it. I responded to it. I posted an applause meme under his tweet.
Then it was effective propaganda.
God damn it, man. I can't even imagine how many things I've been.
Here it is. Last week, President Joe Biden announced the largest act of clemency in a generation, a mass pardon for people convicted of federal marijuana possession. As far as bold acts of mass clemency go, it won't lead to many people getting out of prison. In fact, it will lead to none. 0 people.
But, okay, let me just say this. Let me speak in defense of it. Here's the thing. No, I don't mean, I'm saying I'm thinking of my friends who are marijuana activists. I know you have them too.
Yes.
Or even psychedelic advocates. When shit just gets on the ballot, they celebrate because they're like, okay, we got it on the ballot.
Right.
So I think there is something that's exciting, even though that's sad what you told me earlier and just showed. There's something really fucking cool that the president has finally at least
talking about it.
Admitted that this bullshit, people are going to jail for possession of marijuana. Now, obviously there was political reasons for that and there's all kinds of other dark stuff wrapped up in it. But long term, good sign. Long term, good sign.
Right. We just want progress quicker.
We want progress and we want it quicker, but that's progress. So, and a lot of people dedicated their lives to getting just that far with it, So I think there's something to be said for it. I get it, man. Nothing happens.
It influences the cultural narrative.
It influences the cultural narrative, and it could potentially cause a shift in views around marijuana consumption long term. And then, but it's dark. The real that no one's actually getting out. That it was just a fucking.
It's a ruse.
A ruse that I fell for.
Yeah, it was a ruse, and I called it as a ruse when it came down. The way that you are charged federally, it just didn't make a lot of sense. He's right. It's growers, it's distributors that are actually still sitting in federal for it. And yeah, it was propaganda. It was clickbait propaganda. It was one more notch to put in the Biden belt of look what the Dems did, right? But the Dems didn't do shit. They gaslit us like they always do. And I am a marijuana activist. I have been since I was 12 years old. And I know a lot of heavy duty activists who've been on the ground pushing for years. And he has a point that we are just so happy to further the ball down the road a little bit more that, some people will see it as a win. So, so let's talk about crypto. Let's talk about decentralized banking. Because it's not going to be decentralized now that the governments are getting in on it. So this is exactly what they want. Russell Brand, he'll make you laugh. This one will make you giggle because this is funny. I've been pro weed since I was in my early 20s. Me too, gamer. You guys ever heard the story of how I got busted with over an ounce of weed when I was in the 6th grade? Yeah. I was in the 6th grade and I had over an ounce of weed on me. It was a big thing, big bust. They got the big bust at school. It was me. It was just terrible. It was terrible. But ever since then, of course, I've absolutely been a marijuana advocate. Oh, I want to thank Aram over on the Rockfin. Thank you so much for the Super Ray. Let me see if I can get back to it. Come on. Roar Media receives a tip. Thank you, Aram. We appreciate you more than we can ever say. Thank you so much for supporting all of our brothers and sisters and helping us get these shows out and get the word out. It's you guys that keeps us going. I say it every time. So let's hear from Russell Brand. If I can get back to that screen. How do I do that? Oh, there we go.
There's a lot of talk about digital currencies. Some people are excited about
Bitcoin and those ones that sound like Ethereum and metals from superhero movies that could change the world, those kind of ones. Imperium, Objectivo, those kind of currencies. Well, new Prime Minister of UK and Goldman Sachs, former Employee of the Year and WEF protege, and I hope none of these things contradict one another or bring about a conflict of interest, Rishi Sunak, or Radish Sinatra, as your President Joe Biden calls him.
Sunak is now the Prime Minister.
Is a keen advocate of CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Here he is, in fact, advocating for them.
Today, I'm proud to say that under the UK's presidency, the group of the world's 7 most advanced economies, the G7, is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies could be a digital version of money, a bit like a digital banknote.
I like it, because they've got a broad concept to, what if this person's an idiot? Which we think that they are. It's like a digital penny for your digital money box, for your digital shithole that you live in. You will owe nothing. You will be happy.
That could be used alongside physical notes and coins.
For now, till we phase them out, if you start any little trucker protests, oh, where's my money gone? The digital piggy bank is broken, I'm afraid. Start being a bit more cooperative.
Unlike most of the digital money people use daily today, it would be issued directly by a central bank, like the Bank of England in the UK.
That's good, a central bank. Nothing wrong with centralised authority, centralised power, globalist decrees coming down from on high, avoiding democracy. That's exactly what we want. Keep talking.
And governments and central banks across the world are working together.
Oh, really? They're working together? Well, that's just such great news. The IMF, the World Bank. Why don't we involve the WEF and the WHO? What we need are unelected global bodies that have been able to co-opt political power, respond to financial power, and ignore and oppress ordinary people. Whether it's the recent medical emergency or the cost of living crisis, we're seeing the benefits all around us. I can't wait for your next policy. You're going to take our money now. This is great.
Looking into what having a digital currency might mean in practice.
I think I know what it means in practice. More power for you, no power for us.
This includes issues that people care about, such as ensuring users' money would be safe and secure, that it could work with other ways to pay, would be energy efficient.
Oh, it's got to be energy efficient. I was about to say, is it energy efficient? Is it energy efficient? I've got to make sure. Oh, a few other questions. You wouldn't use this ever, would you, to implement control or to advance social credit type systems or to shut down the bank accounts of people you disagree with or to surveil people and have a surveillance network that you've developed in conjunction with big tech and now a financial arm that you're developing so that you can lockstep together and gridlock us in a digital prison of surveillance tyranny? That's just off the top of my head.
Would be energy efficient.
Bitcoin and those other digital currencies that we don't control, they're bad. They're not energy efficient. This one that we will control, that'll be energy efficient. So yeah, it's about energy efficiency. It's not about control. Control's like a side effect, just a side effect. Sorry, what? It's one of my eyes stopped moving.
And available to everyone.
Except poor people.
A potential CBDC could offer businesses and consumers new ways to pay in the future.
I expect it'd be convenient, would it? Would it be nice and convenient? Could I have some convenience, please? It'd be so convenient to be in my cell, all lathered up with a nice bubble bath of convenience.
Did you see in there, did I catch it? Where he made fun of Katy Perry. You know, the whole eyeball thing? Remember the whole eyeball thing? He just did it. He rubs his eye and then he goes, am I glitching out? It was actually a shot at his ex-wife. I was a little shocked. So yeah, you could go back and rewatch that. But Russell's right. It's fucking hilarious that they are trying to bamboozle us into the system. And that's exactly what it is, right? Compliance. You start using our money, you're not in compliance, then you don't have money anymore. What we have to do is we have to get off of these systems. We have to build our own independent systems of their systems. How are we going to buy, sell, or trade once the system's implemented and we're bad and we're not allowed to use it, like the Canadian truckers, right? Like any of us that have been shadow banned in social media, we can't use any of the monetization platforms, right? They'll just shut us down. That's how they're going to stop our descent. So it's up to us, and we have to figure it out now, how we're going to manage to build parallel universes away from their system. And, what does that look like? Mutual aid, how is that going forward? Trading things, building your network. And this is what we've been screaming about for years. It's here, it's coming. And if you don't buy into the system, then you're just outside of the system. And that's fine. We want to be outside of the system, right? So let's talk about Elon, because this kind of goes hand in hand, convenience, right? That's what they always say. Oh, it's convenient. You just tap, or scan, right? Well, why did Elon really buy Twitter? Well, he bought it for a much bigger picture, which is called a super app. Are you guys ready for Twitter to be a super app? Because that's exactly what he bought it for. And that's exactly what he wants to do with it, if he can figure out how to do it right. Because he was one of the original inventors of PayPal. It was called X back then. And then, of course, he sold it. But now he wants to make this super app called X, which will just suck up everything, anything and everything that's out there. It will do and have, right? So let's hear a little bit about this.
Elon Musk's plans for Twitter are mind-boggling. Very soon, Twitter will be a platform that will have very little in common with the current version. And with that, it's interesting to point out that Elon Musk loves the letter X. He named his son with the singer Grimes, whose real name is a jumble of letters and symbols, X. He named the company he formed to buy Twitter, X Holdings. And his rocket company, SpaceX, is, of course, SpaceX. He now appears to be planning to transform Twitter into a everything app called X. With this app, you will be able to transfer money, pay your bills, communicate with your friends, even make money from it. Elon Musk wants to make an app that will offer you things that you never even thought you needed. This is a very interesting situation, so let's explain it. For months, Elon Musk has voiced interest in creating his own version of WeChat for the rest of the world, a super app that does video chats, messaging, streaming, and payments. On October the 4th, he tweeted, "Buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app." Try imagining a platform that combines the Apple App Store, Netflix, the Salesforce platform for app developers, TradeShift, and PayPal for banking, payments, stock trading, crypto investing, personal and professional services, news, entertainment, and even retail. There are only a few stumbling blocks in the way. The first is that a Musk-owned Twitter would not be the only global company pursuing this goal, and would most likely be lagging behind its competitors. Then there's the question of whether anyone wants a Twitter-based everything app, or any other super app, in the first place. Start by thinking about the competition and customer needs. Meta, Facebook's parent company, has spent years attempting to make its flagship platform a one-stop shop for everything online, adding payment, gaming, shopping. It has had little success so far, with nearly all of its revenue still being derived from advertising. Snap, TikTok, Uber, and other companies have also attempted to join the super app bandwagon, trying to expand their offerings in an attempt to become irreplaceable to people as they go about their daily life.
Are you ready for super apps? Because that's where we're going. I mean, they've been trying to do super apps for a long time. That's where they just pigeonhole us into one app where we do everything. So basically right now, we go to multiple different apps for the stuff that we're doing, right? You go to Netflix to watch movies, you go to PayPal to pay a bill, you go to what Elon wants to do, and what Meta's tried to do, and what some of these other platforms is roll that all into one app. So you don't even leave in the apps anymore. You're going in. Prime's kind of that way too. That's what Bezos wants to do. So it's a competition between all of these hand-picked military industrial complex freaking mouthpieces on who's going to be the ultimate winner of the super app. Will it be Bezos? Will it be Dorsey? Because now that Dorsey is free of Twitter, he's trying to build his own separate thing, right? He's been working on an open source thing. And of course, you got Zuckerberg and, all of them. It is a competition to see who's going to control the super app that controls all of us. So luckily, we are creatures of habit. And it's really hard to get us out of a habit and a routine when we get into it. So moving us to a super app is not going to be as easy as they think it is. So I guess we'll just be playing this one by ear. I know that I will not be allowing any super app to take over my life. I do have, it's a hard place to be in when you're trying to communicate with people, reach you guys, which forces us to have to play on these apps, right? It forces us onto YouTube. It forces I refused to get on Twitter until a year ago. I mean, I had a Twitter account, but I refused to really go into Twitter. I just found Twitter so toxic. But I understand to reach my audience, to reach you guys, our community, I have to be on these apps. So I sucked it up, and now you see a lot more of me over on Twitter. I really kind of I'm so over social media. Is anybody else? I mean, I Facebook is Facebook, Twitter is Twitter. I won't even log into my Instagram. I haven't logged into my Instagram probably in 2 damn years. I'm so over these apps. So super app, I don't think so. Do you guys see this shit lib Bill Maher acting like he's not a shit lib? For Halloween, Bill Maher went as a not a shit lib. I think that's what we'll call it. So just a quick, we'll watch this.
What better costume to wear this year than the most ridiculous one I could think of? You. This year, I'm going as an uber woke, overly anxious, perpetually offended 20-something. Would you like to see what I have for this costume? Okay. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Okay, first of all, I have my the patriarchy t-shirt.
You are the patriarchy, dummy.
Oh, yes. And then I have a check from the patriarchy to pay my car insurance. Okay, I've got my my nose ring. My vape pen. I've got my cloth surgical mask, my surgical mask, my N95 mask, and my face shield. Then after I leave the house, I have my Klonopin to take the edge off, my Adderall to put it back on. I have my participation trophy, my cat ear headphones to listen to sad music, the stick that goes up my ash, and the leash for my support animal. And just in case anyone still doesn't get what I'm all about, I have a wet blanket. All right.
How sickening. I mean, first of all, the only thing I saw in his pile of goodies that would really be focused at the Gen Zers was maybe the cat headphones. But other than that, everything was just standard shit lib attire, right? And he is a standard shit lib. You know, he's an asshole. He's sexist. I agree. I have never found this guy funny, even when he was on Comedy Central years ago with Politically Incorrect. I find him ill and always on the wrong side of everything. But how bad has it gotten for the Democrats when their own fucking people are calling them out, when their own shit libs are calling them shit libs? It's gotten pretty bad. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's talk about Assange, because we saw some movement against Pompeo yesterday, which is good, very good, yay. So the Assange defense. Let's see if I can get to the next one. Yeah, Julian Assange's lawyers exposed the CIA's scam and scheme. Right, we know what they did. How that they this is so great how they served him. You guys have to watch how they served Pompeo. They duped his ass, straight up duped.
I want to show you one of the most really eye-opening pieces of video that I've seen in a long time, and this is just fascinating. I'm going to play this video, and first of all, who you're seeing here is former CIA Director Mike Pompeo at a green screen during an event. And I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to say anything about it, and then we'll come back and talk about it. It is amazing. Watch.
Sir, P-U-R-S-E-R. And his first name is Benjamin.
Walk up and take a picture with him.
Ow!
So what did he hand him?
That's what you call service.
You've been served, Mr. Pompeo. So he thinks he's there to get his photo taken. Like, come on up to this dinner event. You can have a special dinner and you can have your picture taken with Mike Pompeo.
The guy should have at least taken a picture because, you know, when you prove to the court that you've served someone, there's more than a video. There's like a
That would have been great, actually. Yeah. Smile. All right. What do you got in your hand here? I just want you to have this after our photo. This is you've been.
Can
served.
you hold it for
Can
the
you hold
photo?
this? This is it. You've been served. So what's this all about? The lawsuit claims that he provided oversight for a criminal conspiracy to violate the Fourth Amendment rights of American lawyers and journalists inside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Of course, all around journalists, healthcare providers, and other people going to the Ecuadorian embassy in London to meet with Julian Assange. Now, Pompeo, of course, is one of the biggest defendants in this case, which also names the CIA, current firm UC Global and UC Global director David Morales-Gillian. They were accused of spying on WikiLeaks, publisher, and the founder Julian Assange, and his visitors while he was seeking refuge inside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. So the lawsuit is amazing because we know that the CIA, under the direction of Mike Pompeo, planned to kidnap and then assassinate Julian Assange.
Yes, they did. They planned to kidnap, assassinate him. They spied on anybody who walked into that embassy in all those years. Anything that that Assange was doing. I mean, we've heard from Stella what they were trying to do, trying to steal their babies' diapers so that way they could do DNA tests. I mean, we had Hillary Clinton wanting to send a drone to blow him up. And I am so glad that finally these guys are going to have to answer, or hopefully they'll be held accountable, but at least they're going to have to answer for this illegal shit that they did. It's straight up illegal. I mean, any other time, any other place, they would have gone straight to prison for it. So kudos. I'm so glad that Pompeo got served the way. I'm glad the CIA is being called out for it. And let's get some justice for Julian Assange and every bit of hell that he's been through over the last 10, 11 years. Absolutely. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that as we get more information on it. I'm glad to see somebody pushing back somewhere, and we got to be pushing back everywhere. Free Assange. Anthony Blinken. Let me see if I can get this brought up. There we go. So, Secretary Anthony Blinken, no members of the press should be threatened, harassed, attacked, arrested, or killed for doing their job. On this International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists, we vow to continue protecting and promoting the rights of free press and the safety of our journalists. Unless you're Julian Assange, right? We vow to continue. Assange says, prove it. I absolutely agree. Screw you, Blinken. You're just another cog in the machine. We know it. Okay, so one more important message before I get out of here today. Amber would kick my ass if I didn't let you guys know that the Washington State Vaccine Advisory, the Washington State Board of Health is going to do a vaccine advisory meeting today. There's the tiny URL. Please go register, show up. We need comments. We need people turning out in groves to tell them no. Do not even think about scheduling this poison for our children. That's exactly what it is. We've watched it roll out in a couple of other states. We know what's coming. So if you're in Washington State, please, especially if you're in Washington State, you got school-aged kids, grandkids, it's up to us to fight back. So I need to get registered for this, and I'm sure Amber will tell me if I'm over in that chat. What time? Amber, what time is this? Let me know. Anyways, you can get there by following the tinyurl.com/November 3rd, BOH. So please go check it out. I'm sure Amber's next Brave New Future, she will be doing a good breakdown on this, but I had to let everybody know. So I think that's about it for everything that I've got, but I want to say hi to all my chats. Let's hit the chats. Hey, Gamer's still hanging out. Red Cloud, welcome, Red Cloud. Of course, Jilly's in there. Jilly is such a huge help to the show. Anthony, you crack me up. Lazy Quackhole, you guys found me. You actually found me over on my YouTube channel, the Trailer Park Pundit. So if you guys over on the Rockfin haven't followed that channel, please do, because sometimes I'll be popping up there with all of the hate that YouTube gives us. Who's over on the Rockfin? We had a lot of people hanging out on the Rockfin this morning. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Denver Attaway. Fred Edwards, good morning. Leonard Trust Fund, yes. Watching Big Pharma complex murder people with with chemo while THC kills cancer is just hard to swallow anymore. Losing friends for calling oncologist murderers is worth it. Yes, I agree with you, Leonard Trust Fund. I've seen it firsthand. I've witnessed it being the manager of a medical marijuana store. Yes, I have seen people's lives changed 100%. Poison, THC versus their fucking chemical poisons. Aram, thank you again for your support. Amber, yeah, I knew Amber was hanging out in here. Amber's here. Let's see who else. Zoxo Voxo Vix. Good morning, Zoxo. Got Denver at, well, I don't want to miss anybody. Osama number 5. It was good to see you stop by. Haven't seen you in a while. Fred Edwards, thank you so much, Fred. Fred, you are on the ball. You're always first in and sharing our stuff. And special shout out to Kate, who couldn't be with us today. We understand. So thank you, everybody who joined us. Just a small announcement. No Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday because, of course, we took our community strike from YouTube on that channel. It's our second one, so we have to start being really careful over there. I'm kind of proud of us, though. We took one for election integrity, and then we took another one for medical misinformation. That tells me we are smacking it out of the park. We know what the hell we're talking about, and you only get shut down when you're dropping truths anymore in this Orwellian world we're living in. Jilly, if you do that one more time, I'm going to beat your butt. No more. Stop. I appreciate it, but thank you. Keep it. I know it's tough times for everybody right now. $5, that gets you a little bit further down the road to get to the grocery store. If you've got it, give it. If you don't got it, please don't give it. We totally understand. Thanks, Lizzie. Lizzie's hanging out. Good to see you. Well, let's see. So yeah, no Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday. I'm going to have my 10-year-old granddaughter. She wears me out. She's a handful as it is. So I figured it was a good weekend to spend with her since our channel is down, and Oz can use a day off every now and then. So we normally take a week or two off after our big Halloween special. Anyways, this is a year-long thing for us. And so, you go a year and then you take a Saturday off. It's kind of nice. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's see. So yeah, everybody's happy to see Osama hanging out. Osama, you should stop by more. And yeah, I don't want you guys to give if you don't have it. We appreciate it. I love you guys and I love you for giving it, but it hurts when I know I know you guys are struggling too. So thank you. Okay, Amber says, FYI, Washington Board of Health broke the Zoom. We are shut out of the meeting. Motherfuckers. Why is that not shocking? Why is that not shocking, Amber? Because they knew hundreds of us were going to show up on that Zoom meeting. And hey, it's just easier to break Zoom and not have to worry about it. This is how the Democrats play too, right? This is why these electronic public comments are not working. They just shut us out. We've had it happen to us numerous times. Amber says, join her for a Brave New Future on Friday. Of course, that's 7 Pacific Standard Time. And Amber will have a great breakdown for all of that. And if you guys didn't catch it, she had part 2 of the real Anthony Fauci over on Rockfin. So definitely worth a watch. Go watch that whole series. I think there's more to come. Part 2 was just as good as part 1. And I have one more thing for you guys today. So when we were in DC, we got a chance to see Dan Cohen's new documentary on Haiti. And I guess it's a multi-part series. Episode 1 dropped this morning. It is called Another Vision Inside Haiti's Uprising. I brought the link. Now I got to go find the link real fast. I brought the link for you guys and I'm going to drop it in the chat so that way you guys can go watch it once I leave here. Definitely worth it. Make sure that you follow Dan Cohen for all of his great work. Oh, come on. Just highlight it. There we go. Copy. This is definitely worth it. We watched it when we were in DC. It's hard to watch. Viewer discretion, guys. I mean, some of the footage in here is like heart-wrenching. I couldn't even handle it. Like I was looking at Amber like, I gotta go. I don't know if I can handle watching people being hurt this way, So let's see if I can get it over here. Here, we'll do this. Definitely go watch this today. Copy. And I'll drop it over here. Okay, there you guys go. So that is my show for the day. How do you guys like the new studio? Was the audio better? Was audio better? Tell me the audio is better. How's the picture look? I will get better with moving in and out of the shots. This one's completely opposite than the studio I just had, so it'll take me once or twice to get it all down. But I think I might be sticking with this studio. I kind of like this one. This is IO Restream. So yeah, almost lunchtime. I know I'm starving. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I need something to eat. So you guys have a great day, and I will be back Tuesday morning. Oh my gosh, I'm getting 4 days off, 4 days off in a row. I'll definitely be working in those days, but I won't have a show. So you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you join Amber on Friday, and I will see you on Tuesday. It looks good. Cool new backgrounds. Thank you guys. Yeah, I got cool new intros too. So yeah, we'll have all kinds of new stuff. So I will see you this week. Thanks so much for joining me. And let's go out with America is the home of the hypocrite, because America is the home of the hypocrite. You guys have a great day. Let's see. How do I do this? Nope. There we go. Got it. See ya.
America is. America is. America is. America is. America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. American dreams are full of it. Look at the Indians. Look at the blacks. Look at the figures. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. The facts, not the lies. Then you'll find out. Big surprise that America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. American dreams are full of it. Check out the Indians, check out the blacks, and you check out the figures, and you check out the facts. Check out some facts, check out the facts, not the lies, and you'll find out it's a big surprise. It's right between the eyes that America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. America is the home of the hypocrite. American dreams only a dream, no desperation limit. Desperation level. Even though my nose don't work, I smell trouble, I smell trouble. No desperation limit, new desperation level. Murder in the government. Say you're sorry, say you're sorry. No desperation limit, new desperation level. Turn the key, turn the lock. Nationalism, you can suck mine. No desperation limit, desperation level. Watch how the world's progressing everywhere. Aggression, 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 aggression.